Alright guys, I'm back. Got another video on the Lightning. This time we're doing a little Pro Power on demand test. It worked out to be okay. Not exactly what I thought it was going to be, and it doesn't turn out to be. It's not really the truck, it's more or less the RV. So learned a few things on this video that we'll look at. So in the video I got the Lightning. It's the extended range battery with the 9.6 kilowatt power on demand or Pro Power, and it's powering a Bison horse trailer with a living quarters. So it's an RV, but I basically hook up some electric heaters. I got a fireplace that's electric resistant heat, and then I've got a oil heater that I just plug in just to try to test it because it's cold out. Otherwise I would probably just turn the AC on during the winter or during the summer and test it that way. Most of the time I use it with the AC during the summertime. It's cold out now, so I wanted to test out how much power I can use on this thing. I really think it'll run the AC no problem, and you can keep it on all day, and it's actually half the power that these heaters are pulling too. So and I'll show you in the video later, because I'll heat up the inside, and then once I go out to shut this thing down, I run the AC and show the wattage on it. It's only running like 1,000 watts versus the 2,500 that I got pulling for both these heaters. I do not have the hot water tank going, so that'll be something I'll have to factor in, which I'll do another video once it warms up and I can put water in the tank. Right now I got everything winterized. I didn't want to undo that right now in the middle of winter, so we'll wait till summer to run the heater and the AC at the same time. I don't think there's going to be an issue. I think if you'll see my issue is it's running off 120 volt, and it won't run off of both legs of the 220. So I didn't know that, but now I do. So it's only running off of one leg. That's why you need a 50 amp connection. It's running a 50 amp 120. With this truck we're only running a 30 amp 120, so it's not quite enough to run everything if I wanted to, but it's enough to run the AC and do what I need to do at a horse show. So we had this thing hooked up from basically 5 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So a 24-hour period, give or take half hour or something like that. We started off with 79% or 103 kilowatt hours on the battery. We ended up at 26% and 34 kilowatts remaining. I didn't hit the stop. I think I dropped it down to 25 miles, but it didn't shut down. It was like right around 50 or something, 55. So we ended up using 69 kilowatt hours. So I mean, that's 52% of the battery. So 24 hours ran 52% of the battery, and we were running 2,600 watts consistently the entire time. And that's not bad. If you're, they talk about this thing running a house for 3 days, I think. My house is all electric. I don't have gas, so there's no way. I wouldn't expect it to. It's going to run the lights, it's going to run the fridge, things like that. But if you have a gas furnace and it's just running a fan, I mean, it should easily power your house. Especially it's going to be running off a 9.6 watts versus the, I think, 3,600 that I'm doing in this video. So it's a poor comparison to the house power. And if I keep this truck, I'll probably end up doing the backup power. Just I think it's a good idea. I think it'll help out. Right now I've just got a like an emergency manual hookup, but in the future maybe I'll do that. But again, I won't be able to run my heat, won't be able to run my huge electric hot water tank, but I'll be able to run lights, and I can plug in some heaters where needed to really make it work in an outage. I've had outages out here where for 3 days was the worst, and after that I made some changes. I gained the ability to hook a generator up to the house and up to the barn after that, because that was brutal. So like I said, the issues that I run into in this video is that we're only running 3,600, so we're only running half of that 220 outlet. and I end up popping the breaker, running the microwave in 2 heaters. But as I said, it's because it's not using the full capacity of that 220, and that's my RV's issue. It's only running off of 1 leg of the 220 outlet, so it's only pulling 120 volts, 30 amps. I also had a fridge issue there that I just want to make sure everyone knows that is not the truck issue. That fridge, there's some electronic issue where it's not switching from electric, so it has that automatic, it'll switch to gas or electric or propane to electric, and for some reason it wants to go to propane right away and it doesn't go to electric, and it's kind of a finicky issue. You know, sometimes when I plug it in it works fine, and other times like this one it just wants to go propane, it doesn't kick on. I wish it would have. I don't think it's going to use a ton of power, but it would have helped for the full test. Overall, you know, it ran it for 24 hours with the heat, and it was like a sauna in there. The heaters definitely run higher than the AC, and typically in wintertime, or if it gets cold, I'm going to be running propane heat with that fireplace. So I'll never be pulling the power that I was pulling just now. So I think for what I use this for, you know, we go to horse shows, and a lot of them, or some of the smaller ones, don't have hookups for your RV, and it'd be nice, you know, we do usually bring a golf cart in a separate truck, so we can bring the golf cart in this truck, and then we could hook the RV up to, or the horse trailer up to this truck for the day, and you know, run the lights and run the AC, and I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. I think it'll handle it fine. So appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoy this video. So we'll take a look. So it is Thursday, January 5th. We got 79% battery. It's 5:09. It's 42 degrees. So we're gonna see what kind of battery percent drop we get over 2 days. So I'm gonna leave it plugged in till Saturday. Probably Saturday morning, so it'll probably be maybe 40 hours or so plugged in. We'll see what kind of battery drop we got. I know we'll lose a little bit at night. It'll drop into the 30s tonight and tomorrow, but give me a good idea how long this thing will run. This horse trailer with the living quarters. All right, so we're going to be trying to power this. It's a horse trailer with the living quarters. So I know it'll power it. I've ran it off of like a 4,500 watt generator, no problem with the air conditioning going. This is supposed to be, I think it's what, 7,200 watt out the back of this thing, so should have plenty of power. I'm just interested to see how long we can run it, and I'm going to run it with the heat because it's, you know, cold. I think it's like 50 40 degrees, probably 30s in the overnight. So we'll run the heater. We got an electric fireplace, we'll run that on high too. I'm going to run this little oil heater too, and I'll show, you know, the power draw on the truck as well from the gauges in there once I get everything hooked up and running. So see how that goes. I'm not going to turn the hot water heater on. I don't have any water in it, so I want to make sure that's off. I don't want to burn it up, but we'll see how much power it draws, and I'm going to bet it'll run it for probably a good week. But I'm just going to run it for a couple days, see what kind of percentage drop we have on the battery, and go from there. All right, so saying I can't run Pro Power without the vehicle being on, but all right, just plugged it in. Just right off the rip, I'm running 1,310 watts. It says out of 3,600, so I'm kind of interested to see how that works too. But all right, oh, A plus B, so I should be able to run both of those. So we'll see. I think I'll get over the 3,600. Power reserve, I put it down to 65 miles because I'm at home, so won't be a big deal if I run it down that low. Again, starting out with get to the home screen. That's the only place you can see percentage, 79% battery life. So we'll see. I hate that I have to keep it on, so that kind of sucks. But I turned off the AC, I turned off the auto, I turned off the fan, turned off the seats. So it shouldn't be running much in here. I'm gonna turn the lights off too, because it'll just run those lights all night too. So we'll be back. I'm gonna turn everything on. All right, just plugging this thing in. This is the first time I've used this, so bear with me. So we're gonna plug it in. We're gonna plug in the 220, run this thing off 220. Should be able to have more than enough power to run everything that's needed. Let's see where this L is. Right there. There's the turn. Twist. Twist lock. We will plug this in. I'm gonna bring the slack, sort of the bed a little bit just so it don't pull on there. And I believe we gotta turn this thing on. So I think it's on now. We will see. Alright, so we got everything on. Run the flame up. Level 4. It's on temperature setting 82. I don't know if I could turn that down. There we go. Let's set it to 80 just so we really heat it up in here. I don't know if it'll keep it or not. So run that to 80. I'm gonna just turn the TV on just for added power usage. We'll keep these lights on, heaters on. Of course, I'm having friggin' issues with this fridge, so it's not kicking over to electric. Well, that's not kicking on, but I want to turn this microwave on, see how much watts we're pulling. Got the TV on, got everything on. We'll run the lights, got the outdoor. Alright, I actually just blew it. Just blew the breaker. Can't even run the damn microwave. That's pretty pathetic. Let me look, see what I can do. See what's going on. So it just blew the fuse. So maybe you gotta do a little more research here. Alright, turned it back on. I'm gonna turn the microwave off. Yeah. Yeah, turn the microwave off. Let's see what this thing's got. Let's turn this back on. $78. Yeah, without the microwave running, we're running at 50 or 2590 watts out of 3600. So I just wish I could combine those. So it's telling me just out of that one outlet I can only pull that, the 3600, which is terrible. So A plus B, 2.4, and two 3.6 watt circuits, bed circuit A, bed circuit B, for a total of 9.6. It says it pulls from both circuits, front Okay, twist connector outlet in box draws from both bed circuits. The front circuit provides 2.4. Very strange. So I'm on the twist lock. It's only pulling from the one circuit. Why? Huh. This is a twist lock supposed to pull from both. It's only pulling from one. That's kind of annoying. Alright, got everything back on. Heater is on high, 3. I think there's a plate on this thing. So look at the plate there. Got the fireplace running. We're at 78, keep TV on. We'll keep all these lights on. Not gonna run the microwave. Fridge isn't working because of a electrical issue. Outdoor lights are on. And we're running 2600 watts or 2590. Probably go up and down from there, but we'll see how it goes. We'll check in tomorrow, see what the battery life is. All right, so it's been about 24 hours since we first connected. I just turned on all the lights. I had them off the whole time, but wanted to light it up a little bit while we're over here. This is a Bison horse trailer with a, I think it's a 19-foot living quarter, a 12-foot slide. Runs on 50 amp service, but what I'm finding, it was only drawn from the one leg of the 220 on the Lightning, because I think it's only pulling 50 amps at 120 volts and not 220 volts, which would be the second leg. So been 24 hours. We're gonna check the stats here real quick. So we started at 79%. We're down to 26%. So it definitely isn't going to charge it as long as I thought. I guess if you're running the lights and just a heater, which I'll show you here shortly, I think the AC probably runs a lot less than 2,570 watts. So the AC is at 12,000, so it should be, or 12,500, so it should be about 1250 watts. So you can run the AC for half the wattage. I'm running a little electric oil heater, which is a lot, and then a resistance heat fireplace, which is also a lot. So there's a lot of electric running off this thing, and 24 hours. So I mean, I'm leaving myself, I got 58 miles. We were only at 78%. So really didn't do too bad. I mean, 60 miles, I could go run to a fast charger and jump back up to 80% in 40 minutes, and come on back, and this thing still be hot by the time I get back. So we'll go inside, check it out. I'm willing to bet it's probably a sauna in that thing, because I had the heat on high all night and then ran it at 80 some. So we'll check the thermostat and see how it is, and then I'm gonna just pop the AC on and see what kind of power that has. I'm guessing it's gonna be about half, and if that's the case, you know, we might be able to go 2 days with just the AC running and some lighting. You know, I got all the lights on, I got the fireplace, and then I got a little plug-in heater going as well. So I'll be back. So like I said, everything's still running. We got the heater running. What's this would say? 120 volt, 1500 watt heater. Most likely pushing more than the AC unit will.
And then that resistance heat fireplace, it's got a little fan on it, pushing heat too. So let's little switch, turn on the stat here. Turn on AC. Saying that 71 degrees in here, so well, 69. So that's auto. Actually, so this doesn't tell you the temperature, but I'm guessing it's pretty toasty in here. We'll throw the AC on. I want to see what the power outages are on this thing. So we'll jump it down as low as possible. Make sure the AC kicks on. And let's go check the output. Yeah, you can definitely hear the condenser up there running. Probably not used to running in the cold, but let's see how much power that thing's taking. Look at that. AC's only running at 1,000, so, and that's with all the lights on. Like they told you, those two heaters, the one heater alone is 1,500 watts. That little oil heater is 1,500 watts. So running the AC, you could definitely go 48 hours running a 12.5 or 12,000 BTU AC. Like I said, it should be right around 1,200 or 1,250 watts, but this is what it's running. I'm no electrician, but just going off of what I've seen on formulas online. So not bad at all. 58 miles range. You know, I didn't run it to the stop. I actually jumped it down to I think 25. But just a few notes. You want to definitely go into your settings. Your power reserve is right under power on board, and you can set it. I jumped it down to 25 miles. But the other thing you want to look at is in your truck settings, you want to make sure that you turn off the vehicle power down timer. Okay, if you leave that on, this thing's going to turn off in 30 minutes. And then when it turns off, you lose your power on board. So this thing's got to be on, like running, for the power on board to stay on. I did it, you know, I forgot to turn that off. The truck turned off, and I looked at my app and it was off. So I had to come back outside and turn it back on, and, you know, here we are. So I think you did a good job. Like I said, you know, running the AC, I mean, that you're going to run it for at least 48 hours, I think, with all your lighting and everything, which is great, I think. With the heaters, you're getting about 24 hours on a 78%, 80% charge. You might get, I don't know, maybe a day and a half if you're at 100%, but definitely you can get 24 hours out of this thing just sitting here waiting for a charge and then run out and get another charge. I think that's pretty good. You pull in a campsite at 5 in the morning or 5 at the night. You plug in. There's no power there, so you plug into your lightning and go through the night. You can wake up early before anyone else is up, maybe 5, 6, because that's what I do. I wake up before the rest of the family and go charge up. By the time they're up, you're ready to go. So depending on how far away the charge stations are, it's not going to always be convenient like that. Like I've got one 15, 20 minutes from my house, but as you can see in my road trip to Nashville, they're far and few between fast chargers right now. So I'm sure it'll get better. But that's about it for this test. The next one I'm going to do, I'm going to power the barn there, which has my well pump. And it's got a bunch of lighting and stuff that I run off of a transfer switch, just a manual transfer switch that will hook up to this thing. I'm not going to do a time test. I'm just going to kind of just see how much draw it has on it. And it should be pulling the 220. So we should be able to see it pull from each one of the legs on the 220, which will be interesting. So right now we're just pulling from the one, because like I said, I think my trailer is just pulling 120 volt 50 or it's a 50 amp, but it's only pulling 30 amp. So 120 volt, 30 amp is what my trailer is pulling right now, and it doesn't pull from both legs, which is why the B. We'll see if I'm right by plugging into my transfer switch in the barn, but that's all I got. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.